Right, hello, I'm Chris. Let's just adjust the levels there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, this is going to be a rather hastily recorded video tutorial. I'm going to be going through some Photoshop, and the idea is I'm going to make a A5 flyer for a gig of a pretend band called The Mutants. And what I'm going to do for that is get some images of different animals and then composite them together in Photoshop, and then through that process hopefully you'll gain some understanding of the software. Apologies for the sound recording, okay, and it might be a bit scatty. So the first thing we need to do is I'm going to open up Photoshop, and the thing to bear in mind about Photoshop is it's for editing and manipulating bitmap images. And what do I mean by this? So if we go to this image here, so this is a bitmap image, and bitmap images are made of lots of little pixels, and you can see all the pixels here. Now the quality of the image is dependent upon the resolution of the image. So the picture at the end is a high resolution image, and then it sort of gets gnarlier as we go down, so that has fewer pixels in it and is of a poorer quality. So when you're working with Photoshop, keep in mind sort of resolutions, and ignore the notifications. You don't, because low resolution images aren't pretty. Bitmap is different to vector graphics, which are these things here. If I just click on that, we can show you that. So this works in a different way. So if we look at the triangle here, these 3 points are the vectors, and then the computer draws the graphic between those points, and regardless of what resolution it is or scale or size, it will always be a very sharp image. And although Photoshop can create some vector graphics, ultimately your output will always be a bitmap image, and these take the form of things like JPEGs, PNGs, TIFFs, and PDFs. Okay, so once you've loaded up Photoshop, you want to click on Create New, and I've already got the A5 document up there, but if you can't find that, go to Print and then View All Presets and then A5. So it gives you the dimensions there in millimeters, and the thing I was mentioning earlier about resolution, that's there, the 300 ppl. That refers to pixels per inch, PPI, sorry. And screen resolution is 72, and print resolution is around about 300 or sometimes 600. So when you start working with images, you'll realize, particularly if you're going to do the process that I'm going to do now, namely get some pictures off the internet, sometimes when you put them into a print document, you'll find they kind of look all pixelated and horrible because the resolution isn't good enough. Okay, so we're going to do 300, and it's an A5. Click on Create, and this is it. This is Photoshop. So right in the middle, well, slightly to the left, we've got the document, the page that we're working on, and then on the far left we have our tool set, all the gadgets on there. And then at the top we got the menu bar. You can click on these and drop down, and there's a whole load of functions there. I'm not going to go through all of them now. There's another toolbar this side, and you click on this, and this will give you your history. History is good because what it does, every kind of step, every procedure you perform in Photoshop will create an undo, and these take the form of history. So as soon as I start doing things, this history window will be populated by the things that I've done, and I can just click on something I've done in the past and then revert the image to how it was before. We've also got a properties window. We'll look into that when we maybe create some sort of vector kind of shapes. The brush tools, so this will change the shape of our brush if we do any kind of freehand kind of work. And these are some more kind of brush settings. Further along to the right, we've got the color swatches and color picker. And then below that we've got the adjustments, and these apply various effects and filters to image or layers, which I'll move on to now, which is the last bit down here. This is important. So what I'm going to do is composite a series of images together, and those elements will appear as layers in the layers window, and this will become clear as I start to put images in.